Hello and welcome back to this channel. If this is your first time over here, my name is Sid Srinivasan. I'm a musician, a guitar player, and a music educator. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to change your electric guitar strings. Now, let's start with what kind of strings I use. I use Elixir. Now, these are coated strings. I use 10 gauge strings. It's a 10 to 46. It's considered light. And I've been using these strings for close to 5 years or something like that right now. Now I'm not affiliated in any way with these with this company, but I just think that they have a really good product. Now the reason I switched to Elixir is because my guitar strings would rust constantly, and I would have to keep changing strings every 3 to 4 weeks. And it would sort of drive me mad before shows because I wouldn't know if these strings would last. They were rusted. At least they were starting to show signs of rust. And I wasn't sure if they were going to hold up through all the bends and stuff like that I was going to do. So there was always this sort of little bit of uncertainty, which these strings just took away because they don't rust, they're coated, and it sounds great. Some people say that, you know, you sacrifice a little bit of tone and they feel a little bit harder to bend, but I'm just like, it gets the job done. I mean, you know, up here I'm clear. I know that these strings are going to hold up. They're going to be all right. So, and that's all that really matters to me. I used to use D'Addario, I used Ernie Ball, I've been through a bunch of different brands, and they all sound great. They sound fantastic. I've used coated strings from other companies as well. I think D'Addario has something. I think Ernie Ball has a coated set of strings as well. I wasn't too pleased with how they aged. These things last me months. I'm clear in my head that these strings are going to hold up and they sound fine. So today I'm going to teach you how to change your electric guitar strings. Now, you might be wondering, there's so many different videos online teaching you how to change your electric guitar strings. Now let me take you back to when I was starting to play guitar, and I just bought my first electric guitar. I had no idea how to change the electric guitar strings. I can still recall one of my buddies from high school. We were hanging out in the music room of the high school, and he said, well, let me show you how to do it. Now, he didn't play guitar, but his brother did, and he learned how to change electric guitar strings by observing his brother. By then my guitar strings were rusted and they were just nasty and you couldn't even play them, right? And it didn't help that I lived right next to the ocean, so that was also, I think, a contributing factor because the air, I think, is more, it's just more conducive to rust when you live closer to the ocean. So here we go. Alrighty, so I've got my guitar over here. This is my Telecaster. This is a custom Telecaster. It's got a Indian red cedar body and it's got a roasted maple fretboard. It's got stainless steel frets, Goto tuners, and they're just, you could put them on a Strat, you could put them on any guitar. But yeah, I had this new bridge installed from Wilkinson, and this actually is a top load bridge. What that means is that the strings can be strung right at the back of it, or you could actually also string them from behind right there. As you can see, I've put some wear on this guitar. It's a beautiful piece of wood. Shout out to the guy who actually made this, Erisa Neogy, and if you're not familiar with him, he's a luthier that I met in the south of India. He lives in a little French colony called Auroville. Yeah, he makes fantastic guitars. So this is how I string my guitar. Let's just start with detuning it one string at a time. Now, what I usually like to do is I just like to string it one string at a time, just because that, I've heard, is better for the stability of the neck. I'm just like, all right, cool, that's good enough for me. I don't need any more reasons. Although these roasted maple necks are way better for stability. So I like to start with the heaviest string, which is the low E string. Here, so you just unwrap it. And you're gonna put it in back there. Pull it through. And then you're going to actually put it through. You're actually going to put it through that hole over there. There's a hole in the tuning peg right there on the side. And that's what you're going to do. You're just going to put your string right through that. That's it. You're going to get it nice and tight. Now, this is another little pro tip. It's called a pole and a half technique, right? So I take it past a pole and then about half a pole longer. That's it. And then I pull it back, hold it in place on the nut, and I just bend the string. I just bend the string right there. That's it. So it's bent. Now, when I tighten it, it's not going to slack off. It's not going to come undone. It's going to stay there, and that is exactly how I string all of my strings. Let's get this baby on. I used to be much faster at this. As I mentioned, I've had to string my guitar less and less over the years, so it's kind of like a lost art form, really. There we go. That's it. And then on to the next one. So don't try to tighten your strings too much. Just kind of, you know, a little bit of give. Just sort of approximate it. You can just go by feel. You can just go by how the strings feel when you tug on them. Sometimes strings can poke you under the nail over there. Just watch out for that. You don't want to hurt yourself. So today is gig day, and that's why I thought, well, I'm going to restring my guitar. Let's see. So sometimes there's a little bit of trouble with like just getting the right angle. Sometimes you need to angle it up, and then boom, there you go. This is cool. I like this bridge. This is my first restring on this new bridge. I'm really enjoying this Wilkinson bridge. I'm really enjoying this. This roasted maple neck is from Warmouth. It cost me about $350, $360, all included. That's shipping included as well. There you go. I just did that pole and a half thing again, where I just took it past a pole and then a half, and then I brought it back and then bent it, if you noticed. And that's about it. This has been my go-to restring technique for as long as I can remember. And then just make sure that on this side your string's resting on that bridge. That's it. You just kind of take it up to where you think it ought to be. Don't tighten it too much, just enough. And then the next one comes undone. Alright you guys, so that is the technique that I use to string up all of my guitars. Now this is something that you can use if you are restringing a fixed bridge guitar or something like a Telecaster, a Gibson, a Stratocaster even. It's possible, yeah, for sure. I string my Strat like that. Any other fixed bridge guitar is like that. When you get into Floyd Rose territory, then it changes just a little bit. Otherwise, I hope that this was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, just come at me in the comment section. I'll be able to come back at you with some answers and some solutions in case you're having any challenges or something's not clear. If you've watched this video all the way through, thank you so much. I wish you the very best with stringing up your guitar. Today is gig day, so I'm going to be doing some practicing after this. But thank you for joining me, and I hope that this was helpful. Good luck with everything, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.